What's up? What's up, brother? How you doing? Setting up the pole. Oh.
Let's go.
Okay.
早くして。
I don't look mad. I'm focused.
So 早くしてって。We're waiting for you for like 5 minutes.
It's early.
It's not.
We're early.
Then let's go.
I was early. Usually we leave at 8. I got 5 more minutes. Remove, replace, resist.
早く go.
Oh, I can't now, Jessica. The way it works, how YouTube works, is once you put up the banner, you can't change it and restart it without restarting things. So act now. Act now is my code for resist. Act now. Act now is the new resist. It's my act now. Get out and fight. Fight like hell. Act now. Protest locally. I'm just wondering, my big question is there going to be a Tiananmen Square rehash? Hey, I would be so tempted to be the Tiananmen Square, American Tiananmen Square, dude. What do you think, Jessica? I can't be the only one thinking like this. Right? Pin that. Pin. So, no king. Is that hashtag no kings? Maybe I should have done that. Hashtag no kings. Hashtag no kings. You should redo it. We'll repin it. Hashtag no kings. Act now. Hashtag no kings. I should have done act now. Hashtag act now. Hashtag no kings. 2025, 1933, MAGA Nazi. Pretty simple. I just, people just got to start chanting Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. That's what I just want, If I see people just starting chanting Nazi, I feel like, the message from the universe is happening. I was rushed by my kids, Jessica. This guy's cutting. Weed whacking. I think I got one. Beautiful day. Beautiful day here in Japan. Look at that. These guys on the road. I hear you, Jessica. I hear you. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Can't imagine. I really cannot imagine living in America right now. I cannot imagine it. It's kind of like I got my head down in my code, coding out my stuff. But, yeah, big news.
Robots are not yet walking the streets, nor are most of us talking to AI all day. Well, some of us are. People still die of disease, and we still can't easily go to space. And there is a lot about the universe we don't understand. And yet we've recently built systems that are smarter than people in many ways, and are able to significantly amplify the output of people using them. The least likely part of the work is behind us. The scientific insights that got us to systems like GPT-4 and O3 were hard-won, but will take us very far. AI will contribute to the world in many ways, but the gains to quality of life from AI, driving faster scientific progress and increased productivity, will be enormous. The future can be vastly better than the present. Scientific progress is the biggest driver of overall progress. It's hugely exciting to think about how much more we can have. In some big sense, ChatGPT is already more powerful than any human who has ever lived. Hundreds of millions of people rely on it every day and for increasingly important tasks. A small new capability can create a hugely positive impact. A small misalignment multiplied by hundreds of millions of people can cause a great deal of negative impact. 2025 has seen the arrival of agents that can do real cognitive work. Writing computer code will never be the same. 2026 will likely see the arrival of systems that can figure out novel insights. Some would say AlphaVolve has already done that, and the results from that are over a year old from Gemini 2.0. I think we can definitely bet that this is going to be the case in 2026. We're going to see a lot more of that. In 2027, we may see the arrival of robots that can do tasks in the real world. A lot more people will be able to.
That's my whole point. You know, fucking just get out. You know, why live? Why do you want to live in Nazi Germany, 1933? It's not. And you're people finally getting my whole point. Get your passport. If you can get out, just get out. Not worth it. It's not worth the psychological abuse, the emotional abuse, the stress, any of that. You don't have any of it here. You know, it's like, you know, let these dumb fucks ruin the country, lose their health insurance, and have a miserable life. Life is good here in Japan. That's noble. That's noble of you, Jessica. I respect that 100%. 100%, I respect that. You know, and that's how a lot of Germans felt in 1933, 1932. They stuck by, and they're fighters, and that's what you should do. You should do what your heart tells you to do. But you know, and but if you have a family, if you are Muslim, if you are, you know, if you're not a white person like me, I'd be considered moving. All right, they're going to come down. I mean, they've already taken away, you know, African Americans' rights. I mean, it's back. It's back to Jim Crow. There's no rights now to black people. You know, they rolled that back to the 1950s. We're back in Jim Crow era. Ooh, I don't have a red light. I have a red light. All right, on that. So, what's up, pissed off? Well, they've taken away all of the rights over. You know, for example, they don't have to look at them. I forgot what they're called. All the equal opportunity rights are all gone. So now you can just hire your good old boy college friend, right, who has a worse resume than a black guy, and the black guy can't sue. Billy, you know, you can just your good old boy network. Oh, I'm gonna hire my fraternity brothers. You know, I can have an all-white office. I don't have to have any blacks. I don't have any, you know. It doesn't have to be representative. The government doesn't have to be representative to the community not anymore. All that shit's got rolled out. All that DEIA stuff, that's what that did. That. But you wouldn't know that, would you, Billy? Because you are just a piece of shit Nazi, Billy. You're a white supremacist Nazi son of a bitch. But here, hold on. Let me try to. I'd rather get the facts and the data. So let me help you out. Let me help you out here. Hey, I want you to talk about how African Americans now, because of all the action passed in the Trump administration in regards to DEIA and everything else, they've lost pretty much all the rights that they had gained, and they're back in the 1950s.
That's a pretty strong statement. There's definitely been a lot of discussion around the changes in policies and how they might affect different communities, especially with DEIA programs being rolled back. Some people do feel that these changes
it's fact. Corporations are no lounder the obligation. They got rid of a lot of the protections for equal opportunity. They're gone now under Trump. He removed them. Search the web, give me facts, don't give me, no, look at the facts, look at the data. Stupid.
Recent data shows that scaling back DEI programs has had some noticeable impacts. For example, there was a 30% drop in applications from disabled candidates within just 6 months. And even though a lot of companies may made diversity pledges after 2020, there's still not been a huge shift in workforce diversity, especially in upper management roles.
Yeah. So right now, for example, it was illegal in the past for you just to have preferential. So my fraternity brothers come in, and they got a worse resume. I could just, I couldn't just hire them in a workplace, right? Especially for government and stuff like that. Now, as a hiring manager, I'm not under any restrictions not to do that.
There have definitely been shifts in how some of these policies are being enforced, and some companies and government agencies have updated their hiring practices.
Well, not updated. Trump removed all of that. So now, as a federal things, you have there is absolutely nothing that requires government to have a representation of the community breakdown of ethnicity in the government representation. That's all gone.
There have been changes in certain federal policies.
There have been. No, don't say have been changes. That's bullshit. Look at the fucking laws that Trump passed. There's not have been changes. Trump passed them. Using Project 2025, they have gutted. I mean, the rights that minorities have now have been completely gutted. The amount of black women and Hispanics and browns fired from the government is unprecedented. We've never seen a purging of ethnicity in the American workforce in the history of America.
There's definitely a lot of concern and debate around the impact of these.
Look at the data. Look at the data. I don't want your opinion. I want the data. I want the facts.
Based on recent data, Project 2025 has indeed resulted in the dismantling of many diversity, equity, and inclusion programs within federal agencies, which has sparked a lot of concern about setbacks in workforce diversity and inclusion.
There you go. So, all right. So, what rights in the night? It was the Jim Crow law, right? What was the Jim Crow law? Explain that to me, and what Jim Crow laws now exist.
The Jim Crow laws were state and local laws that enforced racial segregation in the southern United States, starting in the late 19th century and continuing until the Civil Rights Movement. These laws mandated segregation in all public facilities, leading to disenfranchisement and unequal opportunities for African Americans.
How did it apply? How did it apply to the hiring practices? And then how did that change with the Trump administration?
Jim Crow laws historically enforced racial segregation, which meant that African Americans were systematically excluded from many job opportunities and faced a lot of discrimination in hiring practices. With the Civil Rights Movement and subsequent legislation like the Civil Rights Act, these discriminatory practices were outlawed and more protections were put in place to promote equal opportunity. Under the Trump administration, some of these diversity and inclusion initiatives were rolled back, which has led to a lot of debate about how that impacts hiring practices and workplace diversity today.
Well, you just have to look at the data, right? The people that were fired from the government were predominantly black, women, Hispanics, right? That was when they purged all the government departments. Most of it are minorities.
There's definitely a lot of discussion about how changes in policy have impacted different demographics in the workforce.
I just don't like. Anyway. Anyway, welcome. Yep. First they go for the Latinos, then they'll go for the blacks. Exactly. Then they're going to go for the fucking people speaking out against that, right? The ones that say, what are you doing? People like me, people like you guys. And then they're gone. Then they're going to go after your fucking guns. Because dictators don't want guns. And there's no one left for them to fight for you. You're so fucking dumb. MAGA dumb fucks. They're already going after the queer community. That hairdresser, why do you think that Venezuela gay hairdresser was sent to fucking CCOT? Because he was gay. They're already going after the gay community. Until the war in Palestine will end when there is no more Palestine. When there's been full genocide, ethnic cleansing in Palestine. That's what the MAGAs want. They want ethnic. They're like Nazis, you know? They want ethnic cleansing in Palestine and Gaza. They want to wipe out people. You know, the person who cooked there and made was their maid for 50 years, who is undocumented. They want that old grandma out of the country. Oh, she's problem. She's illegal. Oh, get grandma out of the country. She's dangerous. Oh, and her, you know, and the father who's hardworking, you know, working any old job, supporting his 7-year-old and 3-year-old and his pregnant wife. Oh no, get that fucker out. He's a criminal. He's illegal. You know, you motherfuckers are sick fucks. MAGA bitches. Fucking Nazis. That's what you are. You are nothing but the scum of the earth, like the Nazis were in 1933 and they didn't know it. You know, you are hateful motherfuckers. And retribution will come. Retribution is gonna come. Right? For all these fucking criminals in Trump's administration, for all these law enforcement, all these ICE fuckheads that are abusing the law, retribution is gonna fucking come. And it's just like it did for Hitler, just like it did for the Nazis, it's gonna come from MAGA. All you bitches, you sick motherfuckers. That's what you are. You know, it just makes me sick when I think of a hard-working individual and their kids, because I have kids, right? But you guys don't have, you've detached yourself from any sort of humanity, morality. The fact that the individuals are just working hard, picking your fucking vegetables, cleaning your fucking clothes, cutting your fucking your meat so you can stuff your fat fuck faces, you know? And for you to think, yeah, like somehow you, because you have a fucking piece of paper, that somehow you are better than them, right? They work harder than you. They live a fucking more religious life. They're not bigots. They're not fake fucking Christians. They don't mask themselves in a fucking bullshit like you guys do. You MAGA fuckwads. They cut your lawns. They cut your hedges. They work in heat. And now you think, oh, no. They don't have a little piece of paper, which amounts to a parking ticket, fuckwads. A parking fucking ticket. It's a misdemeanor. It's not even a crime. It's not criminal. It's a civil infraction. And you want to send these people to a... Whoa! What are you doing? Come on. Look what I found in the road. Fucking sitting in the road. Come on, let's go. Fucking turtle. Let's take this guy to the road. I got a little turtle. See? A maggot would just run the bitch over. Oh, it's a turtle, shouldn't be in the road. Let me run that bitch over. Isn't this so crazy? You know why it's a fucking misdemeanor? It's a misdemeanor because employers need the workers. Oh, it's a slap in the hand. You go get a ticket, you get released, you go back to your fucking job. Why do you think it's a fucking, misdemeanor? You guys are just sick. Pieces of shit, hateful. You know why they're this way? You know why the MAGA are this fucking turds? Because they're upset. Hey, Crystal. They're upset with their own life. They have a miserable life. No one fucking loves them, right? They've got a shit job. They got, they can't, they're in poverty. They're uneducated. and they get some sort of feeling and justification, you know, with fucking over other people who are hardworking, have families, have kids, right? It's amazing. It's amazing how fucking asinine. Yeah, we don't give you a platform here. Come in here, right? You try to bring your shit. Oh shit. This guy is cutting. Look at this guy. Look at this guy here. He's got the fucking thing there. My road's closed off. He's got. Look at that for thing there. I wonder if I can put the. Where am I going to put you? Where should I put you? Where should I put the damn guy? I'm trying to think where I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you over here. Where are we going to put you, buddy? You looking for love? What are you doing on the road? Are you a girl? We'll find out if it's a girl or a boy. Let's see if it's a girl or a boy. You guys know how to tell the difference between a boy and a girl turtle? This is a turtle, not a tortoise. A tortoise lives on land. A turtle lives in the water. This is a turtle. It's a real chill. It's real chill. I'm scared. Yeah. All right. All right, we're gonna put the turtle out here. This row's gonna put the other turtle. Number 2 turtle. Now there's like flats down here. I think this is the best place for the damn turtle. We're gonna park here. Let's see what you are. Don't pee on me. Oh, turtles like to pee. What's up, buddy? How you doing? All right, look at you. How you doing? Look at you. Look at this guy. All right, see, you're on a stream. You're on a stream. Now, it's a boy. You know how you know it's a boy? Actually, it's a girl. You see how the short that tail is right there? You see that short tail? That's a girl. It'd be a lot longer if it was a boy. Or it could be a boy. No, I think that's a girl. I don't know. Is that a girl? Pissed off. Is that a girl or a boy? Pissed off is the expert. Is that a boy or a girl? Doctor pissed off. Could be a boy. That's kind of long. Could be a young boy. So it's the length of the tail. I think this is a girl. Or it could be a young man. It could be like a young. Are you a boy or a girl? What do you think? God damn, look at that face. God damn. I think he's reacting to his face. What do you think? He does look serious. He's like, look, he's looking. He's kind of calm. Now, he's a lucky turtle. I'm going to put him over here. A very lucky turtle. He's a lucky turtle. Come on, buddy. You're going to have a life down here. Huh? All right. Turtle has a new home. Look what I found. This is garlic. Wild garlic. That's some good shit right there. And also you can cook with the bulbs too. See the bulbs? Look at the garlic bulbs. Really nice. Yeah. Thank you. It was a female. Well, I thought it was because the tail's really short. So I was right, female. What do you mean I'd get them? Dude, nah, that is that pissed off. That is unfair. Now I'm gonna show you the evidence. All right, so I'm gonna show you the evidence. So I come here and I took the turtle. See this beautiful place for the turtle, right? I think it's like a flat down here. So I come down here, right? And I notice, look what I notice. Well, I notice, look at that. That's garlic. That shit is garlic. See, I didn't even take it all. I left some in there, right? That's garlic. Fucking making up shit. I did hop the fence, but that shit is wild garlic. God damn it. Thinking I'd go into someone else's garden and take their shit. I'm not no MAGA. Foraging, baby. Foraging. This is my reward. It was God's, right? The dude's reward. It was the award for returning. It was like a gift. I returned the turtle, female turtle. You had to feel it was female. God, it was sitting right in the middle of the fucking road. So I'm driving. I didn't even see it. I was like, oh shit. Like when I'm driving, I see a turtle. I pass it. I stop. Car behind me. It was right in the middle of the median. It didn't know what to do. It was like, car's coming. You know, she's crying. Had her little tears. She's looking all serious. She's horny. I don't know if she's egg. She probably has eggs, right? You know what? There's a sand pitch right there. Blue waffle. Hey. Yeah, this is all the turtles are all like going crazy now. Trying to drop their shit and stuff. I should go get my bag and go get water. I gotta go get more water. I got a big thing to fill up. I haven't been to my garden in a couple days. I should go check out my garden. What are you guys in the mood for? I need a break from my coding. The cool thing is I can take a break from my coding. I need to get socks. Let me get some socks, get my water. We're gonna run for water, and then we'll run by the farm. Oh, I got those fucking tomato plants. Let's plant them at the elementary school. Let's plant them at the elementary school. I got all these tomato plants. So there's an elementary school there. I'm gonna go there and plant them for the kids. Let's go to the elementary school. Either that or I take them and I plant them. Yeah, I guess I could go plant them at the other place too. You know what? We'll pick them up. We'll take him to my restaurant place, and I'm gonna fucking fill her whole thing with restaurant as a test. What does that mean? Make some live off the live stream Japan style. What does that mean? Oh, fish can't cook. Get eaten by bear? Be out there on my land, getting eaten by bear. Oh my God! I just heard something in the wood. It's a fucking Japanese brown bear. I got my fucking brown spray. Primitive. Well, the problem is where my land is, there's no internet. I'm gonna have to get Elon Musk's damn, I'll get, what's it called? A satellite system up there. There's no, I mean, I can do that, but there's no Wi-Fi. So I can't go live. That'd be funny though. That would be some fun. So here's my, these are my tomato plants down here. I gotta deal with those tomato plants. We gotta deal with those today. We gotta do that. Now let me get some socks on. Pissed off. Do you use neem? Is neem oil good for a mosquito spray? Neem oil? You know? Do you know? Neem oil. Yeah, they got black bears, and they're I wonder. I really, you know, there's got to be some fuckers gonna do the Tiananmen Square. Anyone guys know what Tiananmen Square was? Are you old enough to know? There's got to be one guy coming out there with the American flag. He's held the American flag up in front of the tank. You know someone is gonna be the Tiananmen Square dude. He wants to be that famous, holding up the tank. Right? Pissed off? What do you think? We want to take odds? Are we gonna have the Tiananmen Square American? What do you think? No, will it? I was doing the thing. So will a protester Tiananmen Square, the clown parade, come out there pissed off? You need to go out there. I'm stopping the Trump parade. What do you think? Will it happen? I think so, dude. 100%. Someone is gonna want to be as famous as that square dude. The people still talk about that Tiananmen Square dude. Fucking sit out there, stop the fucking tank. We the people. We the people. It should say we the people, right? We the people. Stops the tank. Get this shit here. I wonder if we should plant these elementary school. All right. You can't hear me. Can you still not hear me? Like Trump cares. It's Democratic City. Trump doesn't care. Fucking Democratic City. I got a lot of shit growing. I got so much shit growing in my garden. Look at my yard. Look at that. Look at my fucking yard, dude. It's like a fucking jungle. I fucking love my yard, dude. It's like a little microcosm. Jungle, you know? Let's see. You know what?
Software and art, but the world wants a lot more of both. And experts will probably still be much better than novices, as long as they embrace the new tools. Generally speaking, the ability for one person to get much more done.
The brilliant business idea a genius came up with a brilliant business idea, modular campers. A company called VanCubic designed ready-made camper modules that fit standard vans. Just slide it in, mount it, and your camper is ready in 1 hour. It's cheaper than custom-built campers. And the best part, you can remove it anytime and use your van like before, making resale easy. For more unique business ideas, follow us. A genius came up with a brilliant business idea, modular campers. A company called VanCubic designed ready-made camper modules that fit standard vans.
That's kind of cool.
My horse to the hotel room, I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the back. Horse start. My horse to the hotel room, I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the back. Horse start. My horse to the hotel room.
In 2030 than they could in 2020 will be a striking change.
Greetings from the Crooked Media Bunker here in occupied Los Angeles. Brian, do you have enough?
Occupied Los Angeles.
I'm actually very poorly fed. I don't get enough sleep, but
You don't look like you've been eating. Liberal Tears is brought to you by Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Well, as everyone knows, we are under full military occupation here in Los Angeles. It's anarchy outside. You can't know. Everything's completely normal.
everything's fine.
Quiet.
I mean, that's the thing about what's happening in LA and how the Trump administration is trying to frame this as like all of these Republicans keep saying that Los Angeles is on fire. Now, in their defense, LA is generally on fire.
There's been a lot of that
We are
lately.
a very flammable
Dealing with
city.
a lot of fire.
But as it relates to the protests happening right now, it is restrained to like just a couple of city blocks downtown LA.
It's very weird to be in the middle of a media firestorm that's just totally inaccurate and kind of living it and being like wanting to fact check people in real time, but it is what it is. Anyway, it's been a big problem for our governor Governor Gavin Newsom, who has been fighting Donald Trump's decision to federalize the National Guard and deploy them to Los Angeles. The federal government also
sick to death.
700 Marines. You interviewed. We both interviewed Gavin Newsom this week. You interviewed him first, which I'm absolutely not at all mad about.
Yeah, you keep texting me about how not mad you are.
I'm not mad. I did notice something interesting about the interview. Let's watch a clip.
Joined now by Governor Newsom. We're in the Emergency Operations Center as these protests continue to rage as Donald Trump has federalized the National Guard. First and foremost, did the National Guard need to come into California?
Of course not. He flamed the fires.
Brian, how many times a week do you do biceps? That's the question I was sort of getting at.
A nice substantive discussion on policy right now.
Okay, so let's be political hacks. Let's talk about the political implications of what Gavin's doing here. He's been doing a ton of media. You were first. He talked to Pod Save America on Monday. He was on the New York Times.
Just headed to plant some tomatoes.
I don't know. I don't know Gavin well. Like, I've observed him from afar. I've interviewed him a few times. I've hung out with him kind of off the record a few times. This was as angry as I've ever seen him.
Yes.
Did you have the same sort of reaction when you were with him?
Yeah, 100%. When I walked in, I noticed his entire, the entire ambiance, the entire aura around him was completely different. He was legitimately pissed off over this. And I've heard two things. I think I have two takeaways from the Gavin Newsom of it all. First of all, the through line that I've heard from everybody, regardless of where they lie on the ideological spectrum, is that Newsom may not be their cup of tea, but at least he's fighting. And I've heard that from uber progressives who, 6 months ago would have said that he's the Antichrist, right? And now they're saying, at least he's out there. At least he's doing something. And the second thing that I noticed is that he's striking back really quickly. And that's such a welcome change because Democrats would usually be fumbling around for 4 days to find the perfect poll test to response. And he's coming out and he's posting as much as he can. He's reaching as many news outlets as he can. He's spoken to independent folks like myself and you guys and Midas Touch. And there's been a lot of other creators.
A lot of progressive outlets.
He's spoken with national outlets. The same day that I interviewed him, he was with Jacob Soboroff on MSNBC. He spoke with local outlets. My buddy Alex Michelson here at Fox LA. Our buddy Alex Michelson on Fox LA spoke with him. And so he's doing the rounds. And he has a very smart strategy to be able to reach as many people as possible. But even then on his own socials, it's just clip after clip after clip. He's going direct to camera to say what he needs to say. He did a gubernatorial address to the state and the nation. And so he understands the media environment that we're in right now, and he's making sure to fix a lot of the problems that Democrats have contended with in the past.
Yeah, and I guess I have the same reaction. I think there is just such a leadership vacuum out there. Everyone is looking for someone to fight back against Trump. We've seen spatterings of it, right? People get excited when Pete does a great interview. I was excited when Chris Van Hollen went down to El Salvador to fight for Kilmar, Brandon Garcia. Cory Booker did his long filibuster. But this has been a moment, I think, where Gavin has leaned in harder than I'd ever seen him lean in to fight against Trump, because they had a pretty good relationship. I actually think Trump really likes Gavin because they see some of themselves in each other now. But there might be some increased risk here of retaliation from the White House, but I kind of think that was always going to happen to California. They want to slap around a bunch of liberals. The big question,
to that exact point, we're worried about risk of retaliation. The military is in LA right now. What are we gonna not push back against Trump for fear of him doing something that's abusive of his powers? We've got the Marines in Los Angeles. I think the ship has already sailed.
The ship is long ago sailed. Maybe the Navy will be here soon. The question that all the hacks like us are asking is, does this make him more or less likely to run for president? I think I probably lean more.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, look, I think if at one end of the spectrum, yes, of course, I think it makes him more likely to run for president. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, if nothing else, I think that all of this is good in the sense that it shows that there's a big incentive structure for any Democrat, for all Democrats, to respond aggressively and quickly. And if nothing else, that's what all of the positive reinforcement Newsom is getting right now is offering up the rest of the party a playbook in how to respond and deal with Republicans in the Trump era.
Yes, and digitally. If I read another goddamn op-ed, I'm gonna rip my hair out. Get online, fight with memes, get in the trenches with him, with Trump digitally.
I think if I'm understanding your idea is to start more Substacks. Is that how we defeat Trumpism?
Yeah, we're gonna Substack our way out of fascism. So there's also a big legal fight, on the more substantive front. Governor Newsom and the Attorney General Rob Bonta sued the Trump administration, saying the federalization of these 4,000 National Guard members and this deployment of 700 Marines is illegal. They argue it bypasses the governor's authority, it violates the Constitution, it violates federal law. There's a hearing scheduled for today, Thursday, June 12th. I took a quick look at the California filing that just went up before this. The first sentence of it is, President Trump and his fellow defendants advance a breathtaking vision of unlimited, unreviewable executive power. So it's quite clear in what their concern is. The legal injunction itself is asking for pretty narrow and temporary relief. Basically, they want these troops to not be able to do actual law enforcement. They want them to protect personnel and federal property. Regardless, so we'll see how this plays out. Regardless, I mean, the images that, Trump is fanning the flames of, and the sort of limited protesting and law breaking that there is, has led to protests in other cities like Boston, Chicago, Dallas, Seattle. You're also seeing Democratic governors release this joint statement earlier in the week because they're deadly afraid that Trump is going to apply this executive order to their states and send the troops there. So this is expanding quickly.
Yeah, so I spoke with Attorney General Bonta a couple of days ago. Basically, the U.S. code that Trump invoked was U.S. Code Title 10, Section 12406, and there are a few qualifications that have to be satisfied here. One, the only way that you can send in the military is to repel an invasion of the United States. There is no invasion. A rebellion against the authority of the government of the United States. There is no rebellion against the United States, or the inability of the U.S. to be able to execute our laws, which isn't the case either. And if you are going to send in the military, then you have to consult with the governor of that state. And there was no consultation. And of course, Trump was trying to make it seem like he spoke with Newsom by saying that he spoke with him on June 9th. And there was no call on June 9th, and then Fox tried to help him out by showing a call log of them speaking on June 7th, which of course is well documented. But they're trying to reverse engineer some justification.
Let's just take 1 second. So I think yesterday on Wednesday or Tuesday, Trump said he had spoken to Gavin Newsom the day before. That was not true. They spoke at midnight on Friday night, so maybe it was Saturday, DC time. Gavin then fact-checked him. The Trump administration released a screenshot of his iPhone log to try to suggest that he was right. And Fox News, by the way, is just pretending that those timelines make sense. Right. It's saying saying the call was Monday means that Gavin Newsom is wrong and that Trump is right when in reality the call was on Friday. It's just a very stupid side fight.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing kind of just puts on full display how complicit Fox and these right-wing media figures are in Donald Trump's effort to try to clean up this completely unjustifiable mess. But to your broader point here, I would contend, and I think a lot of these other governors and attorneys general understand the same issue here, is that Trump isn't doing this to stop in LA. He doesn't want to be viewed as an autocrat, as all-powerful only in the eyes of Angelenos. He's doing this as a test case here in LA because this is an easy city to go to. It's the punching bag of the right-wing media ecosystem is just California and Los Angeles. It's this big blue bastion, big blue city in a big blue state with a evil communist Marxist governor, and so they might view what's happening in Los Angeles as isolated just to LA, but this is a test case that Trump is going to export to other cities across the country. And he'll start in blue cities, in blue states, like he'll go to New York and Chicago, and then he'll go to these blue cities in purple states like Philly and Detroit and Milwaukee, and then he'll.
So they just arrested a senator on Midas Touch right now.
Welcome to the Really American Podcast. I'm Chip Franklin. I'm joined right now by Illinois Secretary of State, Alexi Giannoulias. It's great to be here and great to see you on a day like today as breaking news. We all saw Alex Padilla tackled and brought to the ground. But what you've done and what you're doing with this new legislation and this press conference today, let me just set this up real quick because the Dobbs decision criminalizing a woman's right to choose has opened a Pandora box. We saw in Texas where a woman had a self-administered abortion, left the state, and Texas used 83,000 license plate reading cameras in states like Illinois, which is a state where a woman has a right to choose. And now you spearheaded legislation to stop that. But now we find out the DOJ and ICE and Homeland Security want to use the same method to track immigrants. Will your legislation stop this?
Yes. So, first of all, it's great to see you again. We are living in dangerous times. So I'm very proud of the fact that 2 years ago we became the first and only state in America that passed a law that automatic license plate readers cannot be used to track women who cross state lines to get legal abortions like they can in Illinois, or for any other purpose for which the automatic license plate readers are not authorized. So automatic license plate readers are used to help track down stolen vehicles, to help with investigate carjackings, to deal with individuals that have been kidnapped, violent criminals. And so to see this weaponization of the automatic license plate readers, which we can talk about data privacy issues as well, to track women who are getting abortions.
Look at all the women.
Or to use it to track down
These are
individuals
all the
for
women,
immigration
just
purposes.
full of women in Japan.
Not only
These are
does it
nurses,
violate
students.
our Constitution,
These are
but it
dudes.
violates the law that we passed here in Illinois. So today was about making sure we crack down on this, and that's why we did it.
It's interesting. I don't think most people know that these cameras are run by private companies. And so you told them that they're not allowed to share this information with anybody else. And my question is, it seems like the DOJ and Homeland and others, they don't care about your laws. I mean, do you think they have the ability to force a private company to give them that information?
Not in Illinois. That's what our law was set out to do. That's why we had a press conference today. That's why we investigated and performed an audit to see how these automatic license plate readers are being used. And when we found out that they've been used for instances of abortion or someone getting legal health care or for immigration purposes, we shut down access to these agencies. That's something that's very important to me. And more broadly,
Hey everybody, it's me, Sam Stein. Bulwark, back again. I'm here with Sarah Longwell, our fearless publisher. Sarah, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. I don't know. I haven't seen Tank yet, but the traffic in DC downtown is annoying.
So annoying.
And so, I do not like having everybody in my town's lives disrupted by this insane man's need for a birthday tank parade.
I'm supposed to travel to DCA, to Reagan, on Saturday morning, and I'm like kind of nervous that I'm going to get stopped by tanks.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested to see what the reaction is here, whether or not like the protests being kind of pushed out, because I think smartly they organize the protests basically everywhere but DC.
Yeah.
That said, when Trump came out and said if there's any protests during my parade, they will be met with force. I was like, that sounds like an invitation to me.
Yeah, he's basically, come on down to Constitution.
I wasn't considering going, but suddenly I am.
Well, let's see what happens. Hopefully you don't get in trouble on Saturday just for my own well-being. We're here to talk about polls, and there's been a slew of them. I will admit, the first ones I was like, I feel like this is an outlier, but I feel like at this point we have some compelling data sets that suggest that Trump is in actual trouble. And I'm going to get into that. Before we do, subscribe to the feed. We appreciate your subscriptions. All right, so this all started with the Quinnipiac poll a couple days ago. It showed that Trump's approval rating was at 38-54, approve, disapprove. And we were sort of like, wow, that's a real outlier. That doesn't really jive with what we're hearing. But then today, we have this AP NORC poll that has him at 39 approve, and was it 60 disapprove? No, it can't be 50. It's got to be 50. I'll double check that. But either way, the approval is still down in the toilet.
They've got him at disapprove 60% and approve 39. Yeah.
What is going on here? Is that should we read into this at this point or now?
I think you can read in a little. Here's what I would do. And instead of just taking these two polls, let's think about how things have been now for a while.
Yeah.
Which is, you saw during the introduction of the tariffs, the concept of the tariffs, Trump's rollout of the tariffs, it was disorganized. He was walking them back. Everybody was talking about them. And this is a thing that I have seen happen over and over again with Trump. When he does a thing, when he puts it, like, takes one of his big, beautiful ideas and he shows it to the American people for real, everybody goes, wait, I'm sorry, what? No. And so, like, then the tariffs were happening. His disapproval also jumped during that period. And then there was this middle period where everybody was like, the tariff stuff kind of, there was a lot of talk, but then he pulled back, he tacoed, and as a result, you saw his numbers start to drift back up. And the other thing that was happening as Trump's numbers were drifting back up was that everyone was talking about Biden because of the TAP report. Like, there was suddenly almost a 3 weeks of news cycle in which the market was a little bit up and down, but no big deal. And Trump had some of these like crazy meetings, but it wasn't super Trump. We were all relitigating Biden. Everybody was, and so Trump's numbers had started to drift back up because when people are focused on Trump, his approval number goes down. When people are focused on something else in Trump's,
all right. Let's put this here. Let's go check out. See, this damn thing isn't charging. It's going down. Oh. Then we got these strawberries. Yeah, bar. Let's see. Look at that garden. The garden's really coming together. See, pulling out my corn. These are my tomatoes. I'm looking at the potatoes. I'm missing see, I have more tomatoes here. So he put his pulled out his right. He's a potato. He's pulling out his potatoes. I don't want to put out the potatoes. Owari? Potato?
Ingen だったらingen.
Ingen. What does that mean? Okay, look at these. These are fucking kabocha there. Wow, kabocha yi. I'm gonna put this here.これダメね。これダメ？これ大丈夫？いい？これは？これね。
取ったら来る。取ったら。
これ今ね。
そうやって置いてもらえばいい。また今する。
All right, so look at these guys spreading everywhere. He put his potatoes later. He's already pulling them out. guess I probably should be doing the same thing. Here's my strawberries. Look, strawberries are coming out here. My strawberries are, look at that guy. Look at that. I go ahead and eat them now because otherwise I gotta pick those ton it. So he's cutting them. So I guess these are, maybe I should be cutting these too. What do you think? That potato. I gotta pick up these seeds here. There's a strawberry. Get that one. Get that perfect. Mmm. So nice. There's another one. All right, let's go plant tomatoes. I got so many fucking tomatoes I grew from seed. Let's go to the little shop. Oh shit. Fuck that up. Drop that on my damn tomatoes. All right. Where's the... Oh, it's behind us. Hey, little birdie doing? Yeah, it's going down. Let's go plant these other tomatoes at my little restaurant. Yeah, Reagan. It all started with Reagan. Fucker. So I'm headed to a little restaurant. I'm gonna plant all these tomatoes really deep. I'm planting them really deep. Put a little fertilizer at the bottom and see how they do. So they're all gonna be about this deep, about 2 feet deep. Yeah, they all are. Get rid of the... Who's Kamala? Fucking A, dude. And you got some dipshit in here. He's jealous. You got someone who's dreaming about Kamala. You dreaming about Kamala? Dreaming about Kamala. You got Kamala on your mind. Yeah. They're going to come. I mean, Japan, Florida's full of undocumenteds, and they voted for Trump. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for any undocumented right now who's getting fucked for voting for Trump. You know, or you know, Hispanics who are Americans crying about their cousins who are getting picked up. You know, who have been here for 20, 30 years. I don't feel sorry at all. Not one little bit. Not one bit. Not one iota. Not one iota. Yeah, it's gonna put you guys flip around. Gonna fit you around. Now you can't see. You can't see. All right. Can't see there. So. So I built this. I got tomatoes. These guys, these are a fucking pain in the ass. Fucking burn. Pain in the ass. I hate these guys. Bird grass. It's called bird grass. Here. You guys ate all the fucking shit off this plant. deep roots. So look at the root system here, really nice.